Black and White Kyurem are being added into Pokemon Go, and they have gotten extremely strong moves of Freeze Shock and Ice Burn. Those moves have been added into the game, and you guys are going to be blown away at how strong these Pokemon are going to be in their respective Ice and Dragon categories. So let's find out how to take down these Pokemon, what the IVs are, and then where these Pokemon sit in the best of the best for the meta attackers in Pokemon Go. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. The Black and the White Kyurem are finally into the game. So this is going to be what we're going to be doing this weekend. So Black and White Kyurem are going to be in raid battles. When you defeat these Pokemon, you will be able to get the fusion energy that's going to help you towards fusing. The Kyurem has to have Glaciate. So if it doesn't have Glaciate, you're going to have to Elite Charge TM Glaciate onto that Pokemon. And then you're going to be able to fuse it with Reshiram for the white or Zekrom for the black. Both of them will then turn into the Ice and Dragon type Pokemon, and they are going to be getting exclusive moves as well. The Black Kyurem is going to get Freeze Shock, and the White Kyurem is going to get Ice Burn in the respective categories. So kind of a play off of the electric with that Freeze Shock, and then obviously the fire with the Ice Burn coming from the Reshiram. This is going to be extremely good. So it's going to take 1,000 of each of their respective fusion energies. The black will be Volt Fusion, and the white will be Blaze Fusion. Then it's also going to take 30 of each Pokemon's candy, which is really not that much. So it's going to take 30 Reshiram or Zekrom and then 30 Kyurem. Man, I'm so excited about this. And then as we did with the Necrozma, it should maintain the exact IVs of the Kyurem that you are bringing into the fusion. So that is going to be the Pokemon that you're going to focus on. Obviously the shinies are already out for the Kyurem as well. So all you have to do is bring a shiny Kyurem with a black and a white, and you're going to get these shinies. So that's everything you need to know about getting these Pokemon. Now let's talk about fighting these Pokemon. Then we'll talk about how good these Pokemon are going to be, because the moves have been added into the game master file and they are showing up as extremely strong Pokemon. So let's start off with the counters of the Zekrom and the Reshiram. So Zekrom is going to be a Dragon and an Electric type. It's going to max out at 4,565 with an attack of 275, a defense of 211, and a stamina of 205. And the Reshiram is going to be a Dragon and a Fire type Pokemon, and it will have the exact same stats and the exact same IVs. So that makes it pretty easy when going after these Pokemon. The Zekrom is going to be weak to Dragon, Fairy, Ground, and Ice. And the Reshiram is going to be weak to Dragon, Ground, and Rock. And both will have 100% IVs of 2,307 for normal conditions, or boosted in the respective conditions, which is windy weather, which will boost all of them. The rainy weather will boost the Zekrom, and the sunny weather will boost the Reshiram. And that will take you to 2,884 at level 25. And then let's talk about the Kyurem. So the stats of the regular Kyurem is going to be 4,041 with an attack of 246, a defense of 170, and a stamina of 245. And it's going to have a weakness to Dragon, Fairy, Fighting, Rock, and Steel, with a resistance to electric, grass, and water. And the 100% IVs for the Kyurem, which is going to be important because every time you fight the black or the white version, you are going to be catching the regular Kyurem for that Pokemon. So it's going to be 2,042 to be able to catch this one. So it's obviously a different IV than what it will look like if it's going to be the black or the white version, because once you defeat it, it unfuses and you catch the Kyurem. And then it's also going to be weather boosted in either snowy weather or windy weather at 2,553 at level 25. So please make sure to brand those IVs into your brain. Also, I am going to be putting out an IV screensaver for you guys coming out in the next couple days. So you guys are going to definitely want to stay on top of my Twitter and my Instagram at the Trainer Club with 2 B's. So before we get into the counters, let's talk about the megas that we're going to use. I suggest you guys go after a Dragon Mega. The easiest Dragon Mega out there to use is going to be the Rayquaza. Reason being is that Rayquaza will boost all of these Pokemon, because just as a reminder, these Pokemon are all dragons, and the Kyurem is going to be an Ice Dragon. Then we have the Zekrom that is going to be a Electric Dragon, and then we have the Reshiram that is going to be a Fire Dragon. So Dragon on Dragon is going to be the best way to be able to get this from the Mega standpoint. And then also you're going to get a boost to Psychic types as well as Flying types. So it's going to be the only dragon that will give you 3 additional boosts. However, there are other dragons out there that could potentially do what you want. One of those other ones, namely, is going to be Altaria. Altaria would be a fairy and dragon combination. We have the Sceptile, which is going to be a dragon and grass combination. And then finally, we also have Ampharos, which is going to be an electric and dragon category. So if you guys do need one of those other typings and maybe the Rayquaza isn't quite hitting it for you, you can use that. And then we have the Glalie and the Abomasnow in the ice category, but that would only serve for the Kyurem. That's why I'm not going to suggest this. So now we're going to switch over into the top counters for the black and the white version. Okay, so if you do want the Zekrom and the Reshiram, you can pretty much use the exact same counters that we're talking about here, because both are going to be weak to dragons, and dragons on dragons are going to be the best ones to go after. When we're talking about the Zekrom, if you do look at something like the Garchomp, that one will be resisting electricity ×3, so that one is a fantastic budget counter. When we look at the Reshiram, that one would be more tiered toward a dragon counter such as the Mega Rayquaza, and the Mega Rayquaza being one of the strongest Pokemon in the game, that's why I suggest that Pokemon. But the main part of this video is going to focus on the black and the white counters here, because most of us are going to be going after that one because the IVs of that one matter the most. The other one, IVs, are cool to have, but once you fuse it, the IVs of the Reshiram and Zekrom will not matter anymore, so it's not really our main focus here. So according to Pokebattler, this is not to say because it's not officially out yet, it's going to take 1.57 trainers, so it looks like it's going to be doable. However, I am going to put an asterisk here and say that I would suggest going in with at least a party of 4. If you're at the Unova Tours, probably almost every single raid battle will be full constantly for the entire time that those raids are active, so it's going to be something that you guys should just participate in. So now we're going to go into the top counters for this Pokemon. So when we're looking at the top counters, Mega Lucario is number 1, but remember, I suggested that you don't use the Mega Lucario or any of these other Megas because it's not going to yield you additional XL candy. The best one is going to be the Mega Rayquaza. In spot number 2, we're going to get the Double Steel with the Sunstrike Steel on the Dusk Mane Necrozma. And then in spot number 3, we are going to be getting the Mega Rayquaza. So just like that, guys, that one's going to be Breaking Swipe, so please make sure to use that if that's what you want to do. In spot number 4, we're going to be getting the Shadow Metagross with the Meteor Mash, and that's going to be the Comday move. In spot number 5, we have the Origin Form Dialga with Roar of Time. And in spot number 6, we are going to be getting Draco Meteor on the Shadow Dialga. In spot number 7, we have a budget counter that is going to be the Lucario with the Force Palm as well as Aura Sphere as the top attacking move. If you guys also have counter, that is pretty close as well. In spot number 8, we have Double Kick and Sacred Sword on the Terrakion, followed by Dragon Tail and Spatial Rend on the Origin Form Palkia. And then we have the Mega Heracross in there for this one. Unfortunately, I don't suggest doing that one. That one does not boost the XL candy, so I would just stay away from that Pokemon. And then we have the regular Metagross. So we have the Shadow Metagross, which is a budget counter, but it is a premium Shadow Pokemon. We have the regular Metagross, and then we also have the Lucario, which will be the top counters in your party for budget counters. In spot number 12, we're going to have Keldeo with Sacred Sword. In spot 13 and 14, we're going to be getting Mega Gardevoir and Mega Diancie. And then there's going to be a bunch of other Pokemon in here as well from the Primal and the Mega categories. So those are going to be the easiest ways to take down this Pokemon. You guys have the 100% IVs. Remember to keep out for the wallpaper. It will help you remember. You have the counters. You have everything you need to know about these Pokemon. The fusion is going to cost 1,000 fusion energy of each. And then if you want to unfuse them, you can do that as well. So please don't overlook those Pokemon. Now let's talk about the best of the best for these Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So we're going to check out the Dragon category and see where each of these fit. And then we will go into the Electric, the Fire for the Zekrom and the Reshiram respectively. And then we will finish off in the Ice category, which I'm so excited to explore with you guys because it is a groundbreaking experience. In the Dragon category, all Dragon move, Mega Rayquaza will be at the top with Breaking Swipe at 63.32, followed by the Garchomp at 55.21. The Eterna Max is not out yet. Dialga Origin Form with Roar of Time at 52.31, Mega Salamence at 52.23, Shadow Palkia with Draco Meteor at 50.92. We have the Origin Form Palkia at 50.21, Shadow Salamence at 50.09. We have the Black Kyurem at 49.35. We have the Shadow Garchomp at 48.75. And then if we keep going down the list, we could check out the regular Rayquaza at 46.19. And eventually the White Kyurem below the regular Dialga Haxorus at 44.42. So from a Dragon category, the black is stronger than the white form. And that is totally cool because we have more to explore. And obviously I didn't expect these to be some of the top dragons in the game, but the outrage on the black is going to be massively dominant compared to the white. However, the Dialga in the origin form is stronger than is the Black Kyurem. So that is something to take into account. We've already had that last year at the Sinnoh Tour, so please don't overlook that situation. But now let's move into the electric category. The strongest electric type in the game is going to be Thunder Shock and Wild Charge on the Shadow Raikou at 45.68, followed by the Zekrom with Dragon Breath and Fusion Bolt at 45.6, which is right next to that, followed by the Therian form Thundurus at 44.41, the Shadow Electivire at 44.14, and the Mega Manectric at 43.92. So we have a Shadow Legendary, and then we have the regular Legendary that is so very close. Extremely impressive Pokemon right there. And then we're going to get the Xurkitree at 43.88, the Shadow Zapdos at 43.25, the Magnezone at 42.22, and down the list. But that is not all. We got to check out the Fire category next. For the Fire category, the top Pokemon is Mega Charizard Y with Blast Burn at 54.03, followed by the Blaziken with Blast Burn at 53.8, the Primal Groudon, the Shadow Heatran at 48.54 with Magma Storm, and then we have the Reshiram with Fusion Flare at 47.46. If we want to keep going down the list, we could see things such as the Shadow Blaziken at 45.37, the Shadow Darmanitan, and the Shadow Moltres at 45.22. So with that said, guys, extremely impressive places. But now let's get into the Ice category. This is going to be the most impactful part of these Pokemon in the game. So these Pokemon will be getting the respective Freeze Shock and Ice Burn. Where do they sit in the game? The only thing about the Black compared to the white gets double ice moves. The Black does not get a fast attack that is an ice move, but still will be worth it. Let's check it out. The Black Kyurem, Dragon Tail, Freeze Shock, 60.56. The white, Ice Fang and Ice Burn, 54.19. Then we have the Zenmo Darmanitan at 45.86, followed by the Shadow Mamoswine at 44.5, and the Calyrex Ice Rider. And then we can see the Glaciate on the regular Kyurem at 43.2. Wow, okay, so these Pokemon are insane. Extremely impressive Pokemon, something that I suggest you guys definitely put some serious thought into. Even if you don't have the 100% IV, you don't get the 100% IV, it's okay, because these Pokemon are extremely powerful and they are going to come through for you guys. And they are good looking Pokemon, they are fun to go after, and most importantly, they are game breaking Pokemon. They put the Shadow Mamoswine into a very, very much further down on the list compared to them. Maybe not on a rank perspective, from a point perspective, they are extremely strong, 25% stronger than is the Shadow Mamoswine. And also, with that Black Kyurem, having Outrage as a second move is extremely impactful because of how strong that Dragon is. So you'll be able to get double Dragon, and since it doesn't have a Ice fast move, you can just put the Freeze Shock on that one, and then it will work perfectly for you guys, which is extremely impressive. So these Pokemon are really good. They unfortunately are not updated in PvP as of right now. However, Kyurem is ranked 9 in the Master League, the Reshiram is ranked 34, and the Zekrom is ranked 31. So probably after the event, I will put something out going over everything we need to know about these Pokemon, including if they do get a nerf, because it is still potential that they get a nerf. But even with a nerf, guys, they are still going to be sitting more than likely at the top places of each of these respective categories, and being them at 60 and 54 with other Pokemon out there, it doesn't make it seem like they're gonna nerf these Pokemon. I think they're gonna maintain right here, because even looking at the Necrozma fusions, those are extremely strong as well, respectfully and rightfully so. So guys, what do you think about these Pokemon? Let me know in the comments below. Can't wait to see you guys out at the Unova Tour. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes your support, subscription, and participation to Excel. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.